y'all, welcome back. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make two really easy and cute fall decor items using a mix of items from Hobby Lobby and the Dollar Tree. Alright y'all, let us get started. So first off, what I have here, a 2-pack of these wooden rounds. These came from Hobby Lobby, okay? It says $5.99. I did not pay $5.99 for them. These are 5 inches, okay? And like I said, they do Go Gadget Nails. They do come in a 2-pack, but what we're going to do is we're going to open these up and we're going to paint them. I'm going to paint them with this brown oxide colored paint. I've got a boo-boo right here. One of my cats went and it got me. But anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to paint both of these with this brown color. Hello. Oh, did you hear that noise? Squeeze the bottle, Amber. Well, that just looks disgusting. Oh, Lordy. Anyway, painting both of these. All right, friends, listen to what I did. I had all this put together, and then I realized it wasn't recording. It cut off for some reason. Anyway, this is so super easy, okay? You didn't miss much. I took one of these plaques. It's painted on this side, too, and I glued it. You see how this is the tapered end? I glued the taper end to this small part here. And like I said, it was all glued together, and I had to pull it apart. Which is going to be okay. You know, once we get the trim on and everything, you're not going to be able to tell, okay? Anyway, I got this bag of miniature pumpkins. This came from Hobby Lobby. Hobby Lobby. And be sure to buy things when they're on sale, okay? Just check their website. It'll tell you when things are on sale. I hardly ever buy anything full price, because I do like discounts and sales. Okay. Now listen. Like I said, this tapered part here is not going to go down in here very well. So what we're going to have to do is take out some of these pumpkins. Throw them over there. There we go. So what we're going to do is we're going to put some glue just right around the... And you can see where I had to take it apart. You can see right where the glue line hit, right? Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to use some glue, probably a mix of hot glue and E6000. The hot glue is going to give us immediate hold. The E6000 is going to give us long-term hold. And I'm going to have to find some pliers or something to take this cap off, because my dummy self forgot to put some Vaseline around the nozzle when I put the lid back on. So now it's stuck. So let me open this up. All right, I got that off. But like I was saying, the E6000 gives us long-term hold, and then the hot glue is going to give us immediate hold. So as you can see, I'm just putting like a little bit of the E6000 around here. And then what we're going to do is put the lid back on loosely, and then I'll put some Vaseline around the nozzle here in a minute. We're going to use this hot glue, not overlapping it with the E6000. We're just going to put a little bit of this hot glue, and that gives us the short-term hold, just to tack everything together while the E6000 is setting up, okay? So we're just going to take it, and we're going to set it down in there and hold it. All right, I think this glue has set up, and as you can see, the edge is very messy. It's okay, don't worry about it, because what we're getting ready to do is take some of this twine, and we're going to glue this twine around it, and that's going to fix it. Twine can fix a lot of things, friends, and it's also going to help hold everything together even more. Okay, we're just going to take this twine and glue it right here. Okay, you see that? Now we're going to glue it around and around and around. Okay, so you see how that covered up that edge just fine, all right? And so now we're going to do that on this end too. All right, so we have this. Now I have some of this Spanish moss, and the candle that I have in mind to go on here is pumpkin shaped, and I'll show you that here in a moment. But now what I'm going to do, friends, is we're going to take just a little bit of the Spanish moss, because y'all know I'm always trying to add a little something, something. And we're going to take this moss and we're going to glue it right around the edge, like so. Whee! Okay. Place this down and hold that in place and glue it all the way around. Okay, so I've got this all glued down, and now all I'm doing is I'm just taking these scissors and I'm just going around and kind of trimming up the edges there. So now for the candle, like I said, it's pumpkin shaped, and I got this at Hobby Lobby. You can turn it on, or there is a timer. This candle was $16, friends. But once again, I got it on sale. Okay, see? So now I'm just going to nestle that right down in there, and I will get a better shot of this for you. You've already seen it at the beginning of the video, but I'm going to show it to you again here just in a second. So hold on. What do I have now? I have one of these little pumpkin shaped jars that I just got at Dollar Tree the other day. Let us take off the lid. I'm not worrying about the stupid label on the bottom. I tried to take it off, and you know what? It was fighting with me, and I don't feel like breaking out the heat gun or anything else to take it off. If somebody's in your house, friends, listen. Somebody's in your house, and they are touching the things with which you decorate, and they're picking them up and looking at the bottom to see if there's a sticker on them. I want you to do something for me. I want you to hit them in the face, and I want you to put them outside. Because if they're going to act like a turd, they can go lay in the yard. I have this rope. And what we're going to do is, you see the little grooves in this jar here? What we're going to do is we are going to glue this down in each one of those little grooves, okay? So you're going to have to cut this into pieces. Cut my life into pieces. We're going to have to wait till our glue gun gets hot and then try it again. This is not, it is hot, but it's not, it's kind of, it's kind of lukewarm. Anyway, do we have any? No, we don't have any. Let's wait till this heats up. Y'all, I think I got it now. Oh my goodness. All right, put the glue all the way down this line, friend. And then glue down the rope. Glue down the rope. Don't worry what it looks like up top, okay? Because we're going to fix that here in a little bit. We just gluing these down. And then when you come down here, you're going to trim this off on the bottom, okay? Trim its little bottom. And we're going to do this on every single one of these. All right, so now I have all these pieces glued on. Now what we're going to do is I put the lid on it so that we can see about where we need to place this rope, okay? So for this, now we're just, stop with the hot glue. Now we're just going to take it and we're going to put the hot glue around. Like this. And that's why I put the lid on it so that I can see about where to place it so that I don't accidentally glue it over any place where the lid is going to sit, okay? And then we're just going to glue this all the way around just to cover up the edges here. Man, I got glue all over me. All right. So now what we're going to do is take this rope and now we're going to glue some just around the edge of the lid, okay? Don't glue the lid down, okay? We're not doing that. We're just gluing it around the edge of the lid, all right? Just around, just to cover that up, okay? Make it look a little bit better. All right, so now we're coming back around to where I first initially started gluing this down. And now what we're going to do is we're going to glue it around and around up top here. And just take your time doing this, okay? Just go slowly. Okay? Put that there, right there. And press this down. And then we're just going to go all the way around. Okay, so I've got this glued around. Look at that. We're going to cover that up. There's like a little piece of pink fiber or something on there. But see how I kind of left this open in the center? And that's going to help us here in a moment when we have to glue down these beads. Now, I got these beads from Hobby Lobby. Like I said, I didn't pay full price for any of this stuff. Keep an eye out for the sales. Now, what we're going to do, oh, Lordy. What we're going to do is we're going to take some thinner twine here. And we're going to make sort of like a stem out of these beads. I think I'm going to alternate the colors. So let me get a handful of these out here. So what we're going to do first is we're tying a knot in this rope so that our beads won't slide off, okay? That should be just fine. Let me get my scissors, okay? See how we got that knot right there? Okie dokie. All right, so now we're going to take these beads and thread it onto the rope. We're going to do the dark, and then this orange one, and then we'll do this medium colored one, and then the white one. No, you know what? There's something in that one, and it wouldn't go onto the rope, so let us get another one, shall we? Okay. My rope is fraying. You can take a piece of tape and wrap around the end of your rope here so that it won't fray. And that will help you. But anyway, see, I'm going to thread this down here, and this is eventually going to be our stem. So we'll thread some more on here. All right, so now here we have this, and what we're going to do with it is glue it on there. And like I said, that's going to be our stem. Should we use, I think that looks okay. All right. So now what we're going to do is put just a drop of hot glue right there, just to kind of hold it in place so that they won't fall off of our twine. And then we're going to trim this off and glue it to the top. So now we're going to fill this up with hot glue. See, this is why I told you kind of like leave the center here open. Put the glue down in there, and then we're going to take this, and oh, it's on me! And then we're just going to glue that bead down in there. Like I said, that's going to be like our stem, okay? So let's hold this in place. Now that the glue has set up, before we, oh lordy, it's everywhere! Before I start gluing on the leaves and things, let me go ahead and put some of the Spanish moss down inside here, because we need to fill it in with something, and then we're going to put a candle down in it, okay? And when I say candle, I mean a battery-operated candle, not a real candle. Seriously, why would you put a real candle down in here? I don't know. I'm sure somebody would. Okay, I'm sure that somebody would. And then you're going to try to blame me for catching your house on fire. Okay, I had somebody try to blame me one time because they burned themselves on a hot glue gun, so they didn't know how hot those things got. Enough to melt glue, darling. Are you for real? Anyway, let's go ahead and turn this on. Waha. Okay, I'm just going to set it down in there. I'm just going to, you can grab the wick like that, just set it down in there. Okay. Then we'll put the lid back on. Okay. And now let us get some of this, more of this Spanish moss. So I think I'm just going to glue a little bit just around the top here. Yeah. We'll glue just a little bit around the top. Let's see which side. I don't want to be the front. This looks good. Just a little bit. Alrighty. I'll glue this around, and then we're going to glue some fall leaves around. We'll spruce it up a little bit. Just a little bit. We'll make it look better. Alright. Alright. Okay. Now let me get some foliage. Alright, friends. So that's glued down. Now I got some of these leaves here. Yeah. Now these are like, these came from Walmart. Okay, these came from Walmart, and there are like different size leaves on here, so I'm aiming for some of the smaller ones. I'm gonna have to cut these off, but anyway, now what we are going to do, what is this? There was all kinds of stuff like mixed in with the Spanish moss this time. Rather disturbing. All right, cut this off. Boink. And then once again, we're going to decide how we want this to go. And then we're just going to kind of glue this down. Just a few. I don't want a whole lot. You don't have to put these on if you don't want to. I know somebody's going to say, well, it looked better without the leaves. I don't use the leaves, Linda. You don't have to. Nobody's making you. If they are, kick them out of your house. Anyway, let's glue on some more. Okay, so this is what we have. And you've seen it at the beginning of the video. Stick around and I'll have a photo for you at the end so that you can see it a little bit better. Anyway, I think I'm going to leave this as is. This is it. Kind of cute. I like it. Anyway, if you would, please give this video a thumbs up. Click subscribe. Check me out on other forms of social media, the links to all of which will be in the description box down below. And I will see y'all next time. Bye.